Yep, another guy in attendance was Roderick Kearney. It was easy to spot him right away whenever he left the Moore because that is a big boy right there. He's coming in and he's had really, I think, one of the most impressive interviews talking about how real he really emphasized how real the staff was. Nate, you've talked with them, but he really emphasized after the interview. He said it multiple times.
Yeah.
And said, this staff is real with me. Coach Atkins' staff, and he said he had a good one-on-one talk with Norvell, and they just kept on saying how realistic he was, the good, the bad of coming into Florida State, and they're going to tell you the truth on things.
Yeah, there were a couple kids I've talked to. Like the same message has been like, if you want to come here, you better work. And it's also been the same comments about how the coaching staff is not going to sugarcoat things for you. They're going to tell you the positives and negatives and the things that you do well and the things that you got to get better at. And Kearney's someone that really appreciates that and understands that, a coaching staff that does that probably get you on campus is going to show you that tough love and that desire to make you a better person, both on and off the field. So, he's really digging Florida State right now. Going into the visit, Florida State was probably at the top, and this visit did nothing to change that. So,
what else can you say about Alex Atkins, man? That dude can recruit, simply put. We're seeing what he's doing at offensive line. Just imagine when he gets more involved with skill players now that he's moving up to offensive coordinator. I think you're going to see some nice results from Alex Atkins. He gets it done on the recruiting trail, and he's really developed a strong relationship with Kearney, like you both have mentioned, and I think that's a huge part in why Florida State is seemingly leading in this recruitment right now. He mentioned Atkins likes him inside at either guard or center if he stays his current size, but if he continues to grow, they can see him outside at tackle as well. So it's just going to depend on how he fills out that frame. And I remember the quote. He said, Atkins, he doesn't tell me what I want to hear. He tells me what I need to hear. So that realness, keeping it real with guys, telling them straight up how you feel about their game, which we know Atkins, that's really kind of his game plan, what he does, especially to some guys that are currently on the roster. Kanaya mentioned it today during his introductory press conference, and I think I've mentioned on here before, he's told me during interviews, but first time Atkins ever saw his film, he said that Kanaya sucked, basically, but they worked together. He took some tips that he learned from Atkins, and I mean, look at him now. He's an early enrollee, true freshman at Florida State, and he's probably going to play a big role in that offensive line in the future once he develops. So just, you've got to, whatever you do, Florida State, whatever you do, Mike Norvell, keep Alex Atkins in Tallahassee. Pay him whatever the hell he wants because he'll get it done.
There's got to be a GoFundMe created to try to add some extra pay over there for Atkins.
Yeah, and you're keeping on the O-line, Tommy Kinsler, another offensive lineman that was in town. Same kind of thing, keeping it real. Tell me what I did do well. Tells me what I got to get better at. Again, leaves the visit with Florida State at the top of his list. That's going to be a Florida State.
Florida and Florida State is kind of. He didn't say Florida State was at the top.
No.
Se. What?
No, he did.
No, not to me.
What did I miss?
I talked to him, so
I read your interview. I don't remember that being in there, buddy.
Some things you don't put in there.
What do I miss now?
Then why are we saying it?
Let's see what happens now. I believe Patrick's saying get Atkins a cigar NIL deal. I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great idea. I don't know if he's really too worried about NIL stuff, though. He might.
But he did mention
good cigars.
Florida and Florida State standing out. Nate, I know you put in his article that he and his family kind of grew up as Gator fans.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only factor that worries me. It could be a Jake Slaughter type of recruitment where he commits to Florida State and then, bam, he's gone as soon as.
And he goes to a school that is, primarily known for kids that go to Florida. So.
Yeah. Same high school, right? As Slaughter.
Same high school as Slaughter. But he's a good player, though, man. Kinslow's a good player.
Let's stick with it, though, Nate. Let's talk about Lucas Simmons, because this was one of the guys, frame-wise, size-wise, that really impressed me. He mentioned his interview afterwards, 6'7", 3/4, 283 pounds, I believe, heading into his senior year. So this is a guy, he's already got the height. He's going to be packed. He's got a really well-built frame. You can tell there's a lot of room for him to add more muscle, more strength as time goes on. I think he could probably get up to, he's 283. He could probably get up to around 320 and not really see much growth on that frame, I feel like, just because of how long he is and his wingspan and everything. Originally from Switzerland, so this is a national prospect that Florida State is after. And he also mentioned the coaching staff, sitting down talking to Coach Atkins. This was his first time really being at Florida State, speaking to the coaches like that. And the conversations just stood out to him. And he said right now, he didn't want to name a leader, but he said Florida State is pushing for him the hardest right now. That's a kid I like a lot.
That who just offered him? Well, you looked that up anyways, but yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, so international kid that is massive, dude. Like he 6'8" is just is huge, and he can probably look at 330 and look like he's 315. Like he's just that big of a dude. So you have 3 to 4 guys that FSU is already identifying that they like on the offensive line. So and that board's going to change, as the season progresses. But they've identified a handful of guys that they have a lot of interest in. So Simmons, you look at him and the way that Atkins can develop. You're looking at a guy that could explode in college. He's still newer to the game. Being an international kid, so he has. He's not 6'8" and slow. He's got great feet and has all the tools that you look at for a kid that big going into college. So.
Hey guys, this is Logan. Definitely appreciate you for watching the entire video. If you wouldn't mind, definitely hit that like button down below. Leave a comment on what you thought about the video, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you guys haven't yet either, make sure you're signed up on our Patreon. This is where we're giving our inside news, inside nuggets, recruiting scoop, and so much more daily. You guys can sign up for that at patreon.com/NoleGameday. It's the cheapest option out of any outlet covering Florida State athletics right now at $2.99 a month. I highly suggest going to check it out. Once again, patreon.com/NoleGameday. Come hang out with us and get ready for the season ahead. See you guys there, and thank you for watching.